third straight day, hundreds of U.S. flights remained on land as the fast-spreading Omicron variant grounded pilots and airline crews.
We had the first flight out this morning, so we thought we'd be okay.
Only about 1.5 million people were screened on Christmas Day, a lower number compared to the 2.5 million who passed through the country's airports in 2019. Globally, data from the flight tracking website FlightAware showed around 2,400 flights were scrapped on Boxing Day, including more than 800 within, into, or out of the U.S. Still, some Americans were lucky enough to get to their destinations, although they had to pack their patience.
It's a little stressful, but we made it. We're here.
Waiting for your bags a little longer than usual. But other than that, the flight was great.
Multiple airlines said they were forced to cancel flights with just hours' notice before takeoff because their workers needed to isolate. An airline trade group is calling for the 10-day isolation period to be cut down to 5 days for fully vaccinated employees, writing, "The Omicron surge may exacerbate personnel shortages and create significant disruptions to our workforce and operations." The Centers for Disease Control has so far only recommended shortening isolation for healthcare workers.
We really have an infectious period of about 10 days. However, narrowing it down to 7 days, since we know that the peak is at the onset of symptoms, certainly makes sense, and certainly makes sense for healthcare workers who will be donned in the most absolute PPE possible while they're at work, unlike others.
A sharp rise in cases has been recorded as Omicron makes itself dominant in the U.S.
The last weekly average was about 150,000, and it likely will go much higher.
While mounting evidence suggests Omicron is less deadly than its predecessor Delta, Dr. Anthony Fauci points out tens of millions of Americans remain unvaccinated.
It looks like there is a lesser degree of severity. We've got to be careful that we don't get complacent about that, because it might still lead to a lot of hospitalizations in the United States.
Caryn Ceolin, CityNews.